Welcome, Fright Night Vault listeners. The story begins with a house that had been watching long before anyone knew they were being seen. A house with a long roof and narrow eyes, set back from a quiet road where winter's breath collects like old dust. It was late autumn when a young couple and their children moved in. They spoke about fresh starts, about the joy of space, about making a place theirs. The moving truck left tire marks in the frost that stayed for days, as if the house didn't want to let them fade. They noticed the smell the first night, faint, like copper and wet stone. By morning, it was gone. They told themselves old houses have old smells, the way some people have voices that never warm. The children's rooms were upstairs, narrow hallways, wallpaper that peeled in the corners, closets that breathed out cold when opened. The disturbances began small. A window upstairs found open, though it had been locked, the dog growling at a corner of the living room where nothing stood, footsteps overhead when everyone was in the kitchen. They laughed about it, at first. The father said houses settle. The mother said the dog had too much imagination. The children whispered to each other at night about the hallway person who passed by their rooms without looking in. By the second week, the laughter was gone. One night, the kitchen was filled with flies, thick and moving, black wings against white curtains. The windows were shut tight, the air outside freezing. By morning, they were gone, leaving nothing behind but a single wing on the counter. The father began waking at the same time every night, 3:15. No matter when he went to sleep, he would open his eyes then, heart already hammering, as if someone had just stepped away from the bed. The children complained of nightmares, faceless figures leaning over them, cold hands holding their arms down, the sound of someone breathing in the hallway. They tried to bless the place. The mother burned incense. The father muttered a prayer he remembered from his childhood. The house answered by slamming the bedroom doors so hard the frames cracked. Cold spots moved from room to room. Sometimes they were waist-high, sometimes at the level of a child's face. The dog stopped going upstairs entirely, choosing instead to sleep outside under the porch. Then came the voices. Not shouts, not whispers, something in between, as if the house were speaking through walls just thick enough to muffle meaning. They could never make out the words, but they all agreed on the tone, impatient. The youngest child began talking to someone she called the red-eyed pig. She said it came to her window at night and told her secrets. When her mother asked what kind of secrets, she smiled too wide and said, "It's between us." On the last Sunday they were there, the air felt heavy from morning onward. The father said the house was holding its breath. That night, they gathered in the living room, all lights on, trying to ignore the pounding from upstairs. The pounding grew louder, and the temperature dropped so quickly their breath fogged in front of them. Then, one by one, the lights went out. Not all at once, but in sequence, as if someone were walking through the house, room to room, pinching the light out with their fingers. In the darkness, something slammed down the stairs, heavy, wet, the sound of weight that did not care about bone or wood. The children screamed. The father grabbed the front door. It wouldn't open. The deadbolt turned, but the wood around it held like clenched teeth. The pounding on the stairs reached the bottom, and the last light in the hallway flickered twice before dying. Then silence. And in that silence, a voice, close, "Get out." The door gave way so suddenly they fell into the snow. They didn't close it behind them. They didn't take anything but each other. They drove through the night, the children silent in the back seat, the father pale and shaking. The mother kept looking over her shoulder, not at the road, but at the air inside the car, as if she expected to see someone sitting there. They never went back. The house stood empty for a while, watching the road, waiting. And the story you just heard is no invention. You can look it up if you want more details. The incident is called the Amityville Horror. Sleep lightly, for not all houses close their eyes when you do. If you made it this far, you're one of us. Subscribe so you don't miss what crawls out next. If you have a horror story of your own, feel free to drop it in the comments. You never know, the next story could be yours. See you on the next one.